Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Dearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. It is indeed a brand new day. I went for a big walkies this morning. Thumbs up for that. And then I bought some food to eat, came here, ate some of it, and now, after relaxing a bit, I'm recording. Hey, very cool for that. I talked about having chest pains yesterday that were in the same spot that I went and had chest pains and checked out at the ER before, and they just went away. But last night, I went out for walkies where I was race walking because my bone spurs on my right heel barely hurt at all. I mean, it hurt, but not enough to slow me down. So I was race walking. And I made sure to go by the hospital twice, because if any sort of, oh, I need to take care of myself sort of thing occurred, I was going to go there. Nothing was going on. Felt great. Got back. Felt great. I have weird stuff that in my back feels like I am getting stabbed in my back. But it's just because of my nerve compression. I have a feeling that a lot of the icky feelings I get in this area, which I've had for some time as nerve compression builds up. So I'm doing great, and that's a very good thing. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I'm going to be talking with my doctor about all this stuff. I have an echo where they take a look at your heart scheduled for Friday. And then later on this month, I have appointments with the cardio people at the hospital here to do a full heart workout and checkup. So I am not ignoring my issues. I do not wish to stop existing. But on a sort of existential level for a while, when you are born brought into existence without your consent. And that's actually not a joke. That's a big philosophical thing. Your existence, you were brought into existence without your consent. Now, I have talked about this before in videos just in joking, but that's the way it is. But while I was brought into existence against my consent, I do enjoy metabolizing. As much as I have at age 61, turning 62 this month, as much as I have flat feet, bone spurs, a knee injury, sciatica from my back injury, my actual back injury. I have my nerve compression, which causes the horrible, horrible pains all the way through here and on my back, limiting the use of my arms entirely. But you know what? I enjoy metabolizing. I may have ADHD and depression, social anxieties, be neurodiverse, be socially withdrawn. But I enjoy metabolizing. I have no desire to stop existing anytime soon, but it's going to happen to all of us. We're all born to die. I have narrowly, in the past 3 years, I would say, because my time sense is terrible. It was before I moved out, became homeless, and I've been homeless living here for a year, and before that I lived in a different place, and my time sense is terrible. And I can't even remember where I was going with this because of the ADHD. So, it's doing okay. All of us born to die. I know I was talking about the whole born to die part, but yeah, not one of us gets out of this alive. Don't want to stop existing, but we're all going to do it one day. And of course, the thing that all of us have difficulty wrapping our heads around, just like none of us actually understands infinity, because there is no such thing as anything that's infinite in this universe. There's very big stuff, but it's all finite. The other one is stopping existing. That's rough to even, how do you even imagine that? Because you're existing and imagining not existing. You're using your thought processes to imagine not using thought processes. It's only going to hurt for a little while when you die, and then you're not going to care anymore. Now, the big thing that I want to talk about is I have been thinking on my own setting. And I've been doing this one for a while, and I've been wanting to talk about this thing because I use my setting, my SoloRPG setting, my creative setting, etc., a lot for narrative therapy. You know, we are as storytellers, storytellers. We are as people, even now. I mean, what is television? What is videos? What is anything? It's reading stories told by storytellers, watching stories made by storytellers. Oh, God, ADHD. So, yeah, part of what I do with my stuff is to use narrative therapy. And that is, we cannot change reality. All we can do is change our perceptions of reality, and thus how we react to reality. Narrative therapy allows you to rewrite situations or write situations to try and understand a thing. Like if you're afraid of spiders, you might write stories about spiders, but where the characters come from fighting spiders and winning to coming to understand the spiders until you've worked your way through it. And part of the whole narrative therapy thing, trying to remember this, it all has to do, ADHD is so much fun. Hello. Now that I stopped to try and remember what I was talking about, hopefully I can continue to remember. It is dealing with the concept of, in this case, justice, maybe? Because I have said, in the context of the SoloRPG setting, this layer on the razor's edge was built with light and dark. You can think of that as not good and evil, but more like order, chaos, light, dark. Two opposing forces that are melded together to create one thing. But darkness is very sweet, like lead. And so it's very easy to be seduced by darkness and to suckle its juices, so to speak. Now, because things are in balance, if you are too heavy and going with darkness, that pulls things out of balance and stuff starts to wobble. And so, because there is a metaphysical land as well as a physical land, if you do not take care of an issue, the land will take care of the issue. Those who, among the Arcani, have a more instinctive connection to the land can feel a growing tension when there is something brewing because somebody is suckling too much and too tightly to darkness where it's starting to affect the wobble. There is a wide range of horrible stuff you can do before that happens. There is a threshold you have to pass, though the threshold lowers over time. If you don't pass that threshold, you're not really threatening the balance. You'll be okay. The problem is, darkness is so sweet, and you tend to want more and more. And so, if you don't take care of the issue, the land will take care of the issue. That is why there are a whole bunch of different kinds of what I call koth. They're the Apani. There are 4 foot tall, 4.5 foot, the average, people. And they are slightly different. They look gangly and scrawny, but that's because they don't have a whole lot of body fat in their arms and legs, but they're very muscled, just as strong as they would be for being 4.5 foot tall people. It's just that they look scrawny and they carry more of their body fat, more of their fat in the body. But in the 1,000 years and some that they've been on Carthcog from vile and worthless, the name for where they came from in their own language, there have been groups of Apani that have been suckling too much from darkness and did not take care of the issue, and the land took care of the issue. And now there are a couple branches of these types from various branches of Apani that they are still descending into complete animalness. Most of them no longer have thumbs. They have no capacity for language. They are cunning and crafty, but they're not intelligent. They're not sapient or sentient anymore. And as time continues, they will soon just be normal quadrupedal animals. Each generation is just more animalistic. There is a branch of the Hobbs. At some point in the past, they did the same. They are descending still, this branch, the Ogal. Some of them are intelligent enough to use language and appreciate things and not want to fight, but very few of them, and they're not very intelligent, and they're on their way down to becoming just animals. But is that fair and right? So I posited, hey, about 40 years after the Tondako came up from their exits in the ground and refused to be underground anymore, and the Orkani helped them get used to living on the land until they could survive. They made their own cities and settlements and such like that, following the precepts and concepts of the Orkani to survive. But one city, one branch, decided for whatever reason that they wanted to go their own way. They weren't evil. They didn't do anything crazy. They just did more clear cutting. And they did more mining, and they didn't really care about the reaction of what happened when you clear cut. They need the wood, they need the area, trees go. And they were just doing that, what we do, basically. And that really was hurting the land. But it took almost 60 years for the land to finally take care of the problem. And this is a big issue. It took a long time for them to cross that threshold. But when it happened, in one day, every single person, man, woman, and child in that settlement, they all were hit with blinding, near blinding, almost crippling migraines. And in time, they had to stop doing things like mining, because they couldn't concentrate and things were just collapsing in on all of them. They were all dying. They had to stop doing their blacksmithery. They were accidentally cutting off limbs or smashing themselves or pouring hot metal onto themselves and dying from that. Only the most basic sort of thing could they do, and even then, people who made these cheap knives were losing fingers. In time, over time, over generations, they just gave up and out into the wild. And now, about 150 years after that, they're mostly animalistic. There is one fellow that Sandako called these descending branches Daksha. There's one Daksha who is, I'm not quite sure if he's in Thalane or if he's over in Carthcog, the city of Thalane over in Lanlua instead of over on Carthcog. I'm not sure yet, but he is a very cultured, very intelligent, very mild, and well-mannered person. Takes a number of strong concoctions and drinks throughout the day to manage the near crippling migraines. But he's a good guy, good guy, good fellow. Nice to be around, and does his best to be a qualified and good member of society, but the rest of his people live out in the wild as animals. It's been 150 years. Did this cultured fellow have anything to do with what his ancestors did? Do any of his ancestors living out in the wild, any of his ancestors, any of his fellow sibling Sandako, the Daksha in this case, is it fair for them? It's been 150 years. But their children, if they have any, are going to be more animals than they are. And eventually, they won't be anything better than just meat-eating predator animals. Is that fair? The land took care of the problem. Yeah. The suckling of darkness was finished. The balance was restored. But oh boy. So, I use my fiction and creative settings to try and deal with issues and concepts. This one's just more of a concept of what is fair, what is right, what is ethical, and such like that. In other cases, it's purely just to, in my case, deal with loss, abandonment, death, fears of death. I can't change reality. All I can do is change my perception of it, and thus how I react to it. Thumbs up for that. Well, hey, if you've watched this far, if you could write extra strength in the comments for, in my case, blatant engagement farming, but for the purposes of the algorithm, that lets the algorithm know people watch. So if you could like, subscribe, comment, share the video if you like to do that sort of thing, so that I don't just vanish into total obscurity. Thumbs up for that. If you're a patron, thumbs up, and thank you so very much. It is appreciated. Yay, especially with my head the way it is. And everybody that ever donates to my GoFundMe, thank you so much, because I do have a GoFundMe down there trying to get up money so I can buy myself a computer. Still not sure, because I find it difficult to even look in the proper directions. You have to know the questions to ask, and I often don't. I'm not married to the concept of just buying an all-in-one, but I'm not against it. I'm not married to the idea of building my own PC, but I'm not against it. So I'm just trying to get it together, and I'm trying to do my research. But yeah, I need a computer that will play games at least moderately well. They don't, not perfect. I'm not trying to grift and get myself a high-end thing. I just, some mid-range is cool for me, where it just plays things. And then I can record the footage of myself playing, and then I can edit the video. That would be awesome. So if you could take a look, that would be cool. If you do not have the money, if you have nothing to spare, if you don't like to donate to anybody for any reasons at all, please, any break in the chain, do not donate. I'm not trying to grift. I don't want to hurt anyone financially, nor would I want to force anybody to do anything like this. I am asking only if you have enough money, if you have taken care of your own needs, then you have taken care of your own wants, and if you have anything, if you like to part with it and it would not hurt you, only then would I ask you to donate. If there is any break in the chain, no. So thumbs up and thank you. Now that I've talked everyone out of donating. Yay. Thank you, patrons. If you left me a comment, thumbs up and thank you. I'm waving my left arm around like I just don't care, but this is the arm that I can't type with. Waving it around is just a momentary thing, then I'm setting it back down so it can rest. When I type, I have to hold it up and out, and just doing that is not fun. So I answer as many as I can, which is not as many as I would like. But thumbs up and thank you. I read as many comments as YouTube provides to me. And is there an end after that? I'm pretty sure there. Oh, I'm so dry. I need to drink water. I can hear my mouth sounds a clicking. which is a weird thing. I know a lot of people don't like mouth sounds when they listen to people talk, like in podcasty stuff. I actually really like it. It's human. And if you listen to a robot voice, you don't hear any of that. I like the little mouth sounds that people make because that's what people make. Mouth sounds when we talk. And that reminds me that people are human. So thumbs up. Now, again, is there something that I usually add after that? I honestly can't remember. While I have not had insomnia last night, or I think the night before as well, I've got a big sleep deficit to catch up on, and I am still behind from just the past couple of days, week, if nothing else. So I am sorry that I cannot remember things. Oy vey. One of the things that I'm going to quickly... No, I got to remember this for tomorrow because I'm already at like 20 minutes because of the other video that I had to stop because I couldn't remember what I was talking about. And then attached to this one. Thank goodness for Lightcut, which is the video editor I use. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, I'm going to edit, render, upload. I'm going to take care of myself. I got appointments tomorrow. I need to call my therapist and cancel tomorrow's appointment because I have my doctor's appointment early in the morning. And then Friday afternoon is when I have the echo, have to find out where it is. Oh, joy. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. And if you cannot, please do not beat yourself up. It will not help you get things done better the next time. It's only to punish yourself. And that doesn't help you get it done better. So please, be good to yourself. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Mouth sounds and all. Thumbs up for that. Yay. It's good to be human. We're all gonna die, though. We're all gonna rot. One of us gets out of this alive.